will always be there. His shoulder's never going to be the same. Says it's never going to have the same strength. Jason Gatson knows all about trying to discover strength and confidence after injuries. But, guys, he has moved up to fourth. This is a remarkable performance, especially after what he did in the opening rotation.
And that's a great vault for Jason. And I tell you, since he has hurt his knees, that landing right there is what he was so good at. He would pound the floor, meet it so aggressively, and was such a great lander in the sport. And that landing right there was so definitive and so strong. It looked like the younger Jason Gatson.
It was a safe vault for Jason, and as you said, Tim, just, you know, really sure of where he was in the air. Just a small hop was really the only error.
But firm and definite when he landed. That's what he needs.
9-3 for Gatson. Again, has moved up into the fourth spot, looking to move up more. And it would be some story if he moves up into that top 2 category there to make an automatic berth on the world team. And the standings after 5 rotations. Gatson does move up 1 more spot. He's right on Blaine Wilson's heels as Paul Hamm gains a little bit more ground on Blaine. But after falling off the high bar twice in his opening rotation, Gatson continues his amazing comeback here. The 6th and final rotation, and as Bhavsar gets ready to finish things up on the pommel horse, let's talk a little bit more about the World Championships coming up. We talked about how the Americans boast a team which could be their best ever. But what about the competition? Who has a chance to win it, and do the Americans have a chance to finish on top?
Well, actually, I think they do. They have a lot of things going for them. They're a very strong team, no question about it. Having it in the United States will help dramatically. It always does. But unquestionably, the favorites are the Chinese team. They're the current Olympic champions in the team competition. They are tremendous. They have so many athletes that are just so great. On the men's side, though, there truly are, I would say, maybe even 6 teams that could factor into that medal hunt. It's a lot of great teams out there, and the USA is certainly one of them.
The Bhavsar, one of those fighting for perhaps a spot on the world team and maybe eventually the Olympics. He is in that 6th spot right now as he finishes up.
And he is not going to be happy with this one. Prior to the competition, he told me he thought he could contribute on pommel horse, vaulting, and on the still rings. That job right there doesn't get it done.
You look at the events and scores so far for Brett McClure as he finishes up on the P-bars.
And part of Brett's motivation is not only to make the 2003 World Championship team, but he's looking beyond that to next summer's Olympic Games. You know, he wants to erase the memories of the Olympic trials back in 2000. He said, you know, things just went all wrong at that competition, saw an exit sign in the building, just wanted to keep on walking. And he said it was just the wrong attitude to have. It ruined the entire experience for him, and he wants to relive a great Olympic trials experience again and make the team.
This is a beautiful routine, absolutely gorgeous, so difficult, and makes it look so easy. Little bit of a mistake right there. He arches his heels over his head a little bit, step on the landing, but this guy's tremendous on parallel bars. He is world class. He has the potential to even win a world championship medal.
Score for Raj, 8.9 on the horse. We'll see where he ends up after it's all over. And McClure with a 9.35 on the P-bars. So perhaps McClure can gain a spot. Morgan Hamm comes into this 6th rotation just ahead of him. And here is his brother Paul. And it really is just a matter of time before he wraps it up, barring something disastrous here on the high bar.
And, you know, it is all about preparation for him. He's already thinking about the World Championships. And actually, in day 1, he didn't do his entire exercise. And that's fine here. But when it comes to the World, he's got to do it all. That was very nice. He's planning to do 4 releases in a row. He didn't the other day. And he actually does even 1 less right here.
Stick it, Paul. Come on.
He did that. Well, he is your national champion. the repeat, and he gets to do it at home.
That's okay.
It's exciting. But you hear Stacy, it's okay. This guy's such a competitor. He knows it's okay here in Milwaukee, but a few weeks down the line in Anaheim, that routine right there, that does not win that all-around gold medal. Very difficult skill, full twisting. Kovacs over the bar.
That was actually the move that he missed in 2001 at the World Championships that cost him the all-around title.
So the 9.2 is going to wrap up yet another national championship for Paul Hamm. Back-to-back now. And not a lot of celebrating going on there. You're right, Tim. I mean, this is a guy, a perfectionist, who's looking ahead.
You got it, man. Good position, sir.
Morgan Hamm ready to go for his final rotation here in the 4th position.
And once again, Morgan is one of those guys, I don't think he anticipated being in the top 2 to earn that automatic berth. But he certainly is an athlete that this USA team will use. I'd be shocked if he's not on that World Championship team.
Get it.
Beautiful laid out hecht.
Toes up, Morg.
Just the dismount.
Good job, Morgan.
Really a tremendous competition both days for this athlete.
Good nice finish. Good stick.
Well, the title may have been decided here, but there is still a battle for the 2nd spot and that automatic berth in the world. Blaine Wilson, a part of that with Jason Gatson. We'll see him finish up in a moment. Final couple of routines in this 6th and final rotation. As you look at the high bar score for Morgan Hamm, he was in the 4th spot. We'll see how he ends up. And here's Blaine Wilson ending on the pommel horse. Again in the 2nd spot, and this is what happened to him in the preliminary competition here.
Just misses that pommel with his hand, and there's no way, if you don't get your hand down, you can't keep going. Scored a 7-9 on that routine.
Ironically, he said he needed to have a good set of all events on pommel horse. It didn't happen.
That's what he needs to take over 2nd place. But remember, Jason Gatson still yet to come on the P-bar. So that 2nd and 3rd spots still up for grabs in these championships.
A little bit unconventional to start with scissors. All he's thinking about is that move that he had the problem on right here, and he's okay, but you see a little bit of leg separation. And another problem with the form. Well, Dan, he's not falling today, but this is not a great routine.
He's leaving the door open, isn't he, for Gatson and company.
Got a pretty good chunk of points over Gatson at this point, but I don't know if the judges do their jobs there. I don't think that this is going to get out of the 8s.
Gatson comes into this final rotation 0.825 behind Blaine, but Wilson has left a pretty wide crack in the door here.
And you see those legs coming apart every time that happens. The judge's pencil makes
tick,
a little
tick.
They're not good.
Yeah.
And that is not good at all.
I didn't fall, but it was rough.
Yeah, it was 8-9.